Hello, this is Jane Miller, lead coach and facilitator at Jane Miller Associates. I've spent most of my 25 plus years of corporate experience in the electric utility industry, helping large and small companies to basically reach their bottom lines. And it was while at Metropolitan Edison Company that I was tapped to coach my colleagues through a monumental change process. Well, this personal development bug bit me deeply, and over the last 20 years, I've spent countless hours and tens of thousands of dollars studying the best gurus and programs in the field, earning multiple consulting and coaching certifications along the way. But I am so happy and grateful now that I'm putting that corporate life to bed and sharing my expertise and guidance with others, really for a fraction of the time and money that I've invested. And I've chosen the programs of Bob Proctor and Sandra Gallagher of the Proctor Gallagher Institute, as I have found them to be the best in the field for getting the results that we all want. In this webinar, we're talking about components of your thinking that have, until now, derailed your best efforts and stopped you in your tracks. We'll discuss what is keeping you from achieving what you really want and help you to discover the reason for the gap between what you already know how to do and why you just don't do it. All this and more in just this short time frame, because while it is as complex as rocket science, it is really very simple. So thank you for joining the launch you've been searching for. And at Jane Miller Associates, we help you to achieve more, work less, and celebrate often. So let's begin. So first, what is the one thing that you should never consider when establishing a worthy goal? Well, first, understand that there's different types of goals. I call them A, B, and C goals. So your A-type goals, that's something you already know how to do. The boss wants 50 widgets, and you're already doing 60. Type B goals, this is what you think you can do. Well, you think if you do X, Y, and Z, you can probably get to 100. But then there's your C-type goals. These are your wants. What you really want. It might be your fantasy goal, a 6-figure income in the travel industry. So ask yourself, are my current goals making me excited and energized? Do I think I can reach my goals? Do my goals belong to me, or do they belong to somebody else? Now, what do I really, really want? That's the C-type goal. And you only want to spend time going after your C goals. The other ones fall into place. And you may be asking how. So here's the thing. The question, am I able, should never be considered. If science and theology are true, and really they're the only 2 points of reference that we have on this, of course you are able. You have infinite potential and infinite reservoirs of ability. Thomas Edison said, if we did all the things we were capable of, we would literally astound ourselves. So we already know we are able. Let's go on to astound ourselves. Now the real question, am I willing? This focus of purpose and desire will keep you from failure, because failing is not failure. Failure is giving up. Don't give up. Change the date of the goal if you must, but keep the goal that excites you. Now it starts with a fantasy, and then we move it to a theory, and that theory becomes an idea, and finally it's shaped into your exciting C-type goal. And remember, a goal is something you're going after that you've never done before. A goal is designed to help you grow. It causes you to draw something from yourself that you didn't even know was there. That's a real purpose for a goal. And if you know how to reach your goal, the goals not going to do for you what they're designed to do. If you're really going to accomplish something, you're going to need to be inspired by going after something you really want. It's going to have to come from inside. And it's best to work on only 1 or 2 goals at a time. It's amazing how the others fall in line. Now, how does one go about creating these C-type goals? Well, they come from your fantasies, and they're originated through the effective use of your imagination. And we're all creative. Now, merely fantasizing about a thing doesn't make it real, doesn't make it appear in the physical realm. Action does. But through your process of thinking and internalizing this really desired goal, many ideas will pop up on your mind. In our Thinking into Results program, we work really hard to become aware of these ideas and to capture them. And then we create action items for these ideas. You will be amazed what you can accomplish in 30 days by just completing 1 action per day. Just think how far you can go in a month. You might be asking, but how do I stay motivated in this process? There's a very straightforward way to overcoming procrastination, doubt, and worry. Are you ready? It's decision. Decision is the polar opposite of procrastination. Decide what you really want and what you are willing to give your life for to obtain it. Does that sound scary? It should, because you're already giving your life for what you're getting now. The power of your want causes awareness of the things that you'll need to do to get it, and then persistence will prevail. Now, what about doubt and worry? Replace it with its polar opposite of understanding. Your understanding then leads to faith. Now, what do you think is causing your doubt and worry? Well, you can look closely and just figure out the facts. Is there someone already doing what you want to do? Probably. What's the actual worst thing will happen if you step out? Embarrassment? Most people are reluctant to step out and act on their big ideas for fear of what they'll lose, but know that everything you have is according to your awareness. And if you lose it all through an error of judgment, you can have it back in a relatively short period of time. Consider the benefits you will gain, not what you will lose. Write to yourself an encouraging note, highlighting all the wonderful things that will come your way once you crash through your obstacle with faith. Now, here's a little known fact about self-image. This is a vitally important element that you really need to engage. You know, most anyone can bull their way into changing a behavior for a little while, but soon our old habits and our results return. Does that sound familiar? Enter the self-image as the primary cause of success or failure, not effort. Your self-image has been programmed into your subconscious mind from little on up. So when you're trying for a new result, your old self-image may not often line up. This can cause feelings of sabotage. The good news is that you can reprogram your self-image to produce the results you want without digging too deeply into your past. So set your self-image high, like this kitty cat in the picture, focusing on the you that you want to be and the results you're seeking. Your actions and habits will stay on course according to the image you set. So make sure you make it one that you desire. Now let's take a moment to look at this concept even further. Allow me to introduce you to the stick person. As you work with me and the Thinking in Results program, you will become very familiar with this little stick person figure. Now, the figure on the left, that's our mind and body connection as we are now as adults. But on the right is a picture of the mind-body connection when we were just a baby, a little child. So see how that as a child, we had no capacity to choose or originate our own thoughts. Ideas and thoughts and images given from well-meaning parents and others just went unfiltered right into our subconscious mind. And these became our program. We also call program our paradigms. But think of some of these. Money doesn't go on trees. Be seen and not heard. Don't talk to strangers. Be satisfied with what you have. And so on. But now that we've developed the faculties of our mind, whatever thoughts come to our mind, in the conscious level, we can accept or reject them. We can originate new thoughts, like using our imagination. Yet still, whatever we accept or let drift in is internalized in that subconscious just as it did when we were a babe. And this shapes our self-image. And as we already talked about, the self-image predicts the results. Look at these two lines in red and orange. These are examples of how company IT departments instruct us to stop prior to downloading like some harmful viruses that might come into our computer systems. Doesn't your self-image deserve the same consideration? Why would we allow such viruses into our subconscious mind? Things like, the economy is so bad, the world is full of terror, you don't have the right sales ability, there are no leads left in this area, and so on and so on. So let's stop and replace such negative input with positive ideas that you wish to see come true. Use positive statements. I create my own economy. There is abundance for all. I have all the tools I need to succeed, and people are waiting for my call. Now, we work a lot with this image, and I hope that you will continue with us on that journey. Now, let's turn a little to rocket science. This slide portrays what may be my favorite concept. It has helped me to achieve my dreams of a six-figure income, monthly travel, friends in many places, and so on. You too can employ the mechanics of psycho-cybernetics as developed by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. I suggest you get the book. Dr. Maltz was a reconstructive surgeon back in the 40s and 50s. He observed an interesting phenomena with his plastic surgery patients. He noticed that many times after surgery to fix or remove some disfigurement, a person's self-image soared. But all too often with other patients, there was absolutely no change in the image. Or an otherwise beautiful person would come seeking surgery, just convinced that a new nose would change their life, but rarely it would. Cybernetics itself is a basic system understood in the mechanical world. Think of this thermostat in your home or the GPS in your automobile. You decide on the set point, and the cybernetic mechanism self-corrects until the desired the result's acquired. Now, whether that be a 70-degree room temperature or getting yourself to the beach, all you have to do is program in the exact result desired. So Dr. Maltz noticed that even after successful surgery, some still suffered low self-esteem. They had emotional scars from their past, and that led to an inaccurate self-image. The old self-image they had would sabotage their attempts to change. And Dr. Maltz saw this unhappy behavior as the result of their negative feedback. Now, negative feedback came because they were focusing on an old memory rather than focusing on the new corrective action. He thought that everyone has an automatic success mechanism, a natural ability to achieve goals. And generally, when people lack confidence, it is caused by paying too much attention to the past, or even to your current results. So to activate this automatic success mechanism, what we need to do is visualize a successful future or our new result, the perfect image of the goal we're seeking. So set the image of your want, your goal, both in your mind and on paper, and internalize it into your subconscious mind. And we do this through repetition and emotion. Keep your desired thought top of mind and dismiss the current result. It is said that rockets fail themselves to the moon with course correction. Your course will correct to the image that's held on the screen of your mind. So make sure it's the one you really, really want. Now let's turn to the key ingredient missing from your best efforts. It's attitude. This magic word is one that is most commonly used, yet most usually misunderstood. If I were to ask everyone listening to this call to describe attitude, there would be many, many different takes. Attitude is a composite of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. How often have you heard from parents, bosses, and leaders, if only you would improve your attitude, you could. But just becoming aware of thoughts and feelings is not enough. And trying to force a positive attitude when you're not feeling it on the inside will soon fade. To create a lasting attitude that will catapult your results, we need to understand how it's formed and how it's affected. So remember earlier we talked about our ability to accept or reject ideas that come in from the outside world? So accept or create just the good thoughts, those that will serve you and your goal, and turn those thoughts over to your subconscious mind. And this is where the mind accepts the ideas as already real. These good thoughts put you in a good vibe, positive feelings. And the resulting action will be, that's right, a good attitude. So it's about your thoughts that you choose to accept or originate. It's about your good feelings that have come from internalizing those thoughts and your actions that result from that good vibe. Your attitude is going to determine where you go in life. It's the foundation of either failure or success. But remember, your attitude is a composite of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. You can't force it. Your thoughts, feelings, and actions are an energy that you send out to the universe. And whatever you send out is what's going to come back to you. Our attitude shows up clearly to others as a vibe or energy that we send out. Have you ever seen someone walk into a room and it just seems like the room lights up? Yes. So what do you look for in others? That will also dictate your attitude. And again, your attitude is going to determine where you go in life. It's the foundation of either success or failure. Now, Liliane Val van de Waal noted, "You only have to do something until you want to, and then you don't have to anymore." Won't that be wonderful? So finally, what's the glue that brings it all together? How do we make these ideas in our life stick? Well, you could easily just go on about your busy life and put your real life on hold yet again. But remember, you're giving your life for the results you're getting now. Why not give your life for what you really want? Let's talk more about your dreams, your goals, your wants. Whether that means a professional or business goal, a personal goal, or goals within your teams at work. Isn't it time? Go to the scheduling link that's shown on the screen here to set up a time to chat with me to discover what's missing in your results. I'll send you a copy of 8 questions that warrant your attention in preparation for our call, so that we can figure out the gap from what you already know and how to do it. Feel free to check out our website at janemillerassociates.com, where there's numerous articles, program suggestions, including our weekly Monday night group coaching of the Thinking into Results program. Above all, you have taken a phenomenal step by just watching this webinar and considering some ways to supercharge your productivity. Thanks again for tuning in. Stay in touch. This is Jane Miller.